Hey Lakers fans, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into the latest happenings surrounding our beloved Los Angeles Lakers and the potential moves that could shake up the roster. The G League Winter Showcase just wrapped up, and with that, teams had a prime opportunity to evaluate talent, scout potential gems, and lay the groundwork for future trades. For the Lakers, this is a critical period where decisions made behind the scenes could define the rest of the season. Summer League, Winter Showcase, or any G League tournament, it's not just a casual hangout. Sure, there's networking, dinners, and informal conversations, but at the heart of it, this is business. Teams are analyzing players who could impact their main roster, and the Lakers are no exception. Every athlete in the G League has the ambition to make it to the NBA, and there's always a chance that a player who flies under the radar could turn into a real asset for Los Angeles. The Lakers have several G League prospects who could fill specific needs, whether it's bench scoring, perimeter defense, or shooting. But it's not just about the players already affiliated with the Lakers. Teams across the league are sitting on talent that could make sense for LA, and the front office needs to be attentive, taking notes and evaluating potential fits for both immediate impact and longer-term roster planning. Now, whether a player is brought in on a 10-day contract or integrated more permanently, the Lakers have to be strategic. We've seen it happen before, like when a player was signed to a short-term contract with another team, then returned to the Lakers and made an instant impact. These kinds of moves, though small on the surface, are often the starting point for larger roster adjustments. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers management team have to consider not only the current season, but also the off-season. Some players could become two-way contracts next year, others could be part of a trade package, and some might even leapfrog straight to the main roster if the fit is right. The options are numerous, but it requires careful observation, attention to detail, and proactive scouting. At the core, the Lakers' biggest immediate need revolves around athleticism, two-way versatility, defense, and scoring, especially from the bench. It's a multifaceted problem, and one trade could potentially address several of these needs at once. For instance, acquiring a starting caliber player could shift other players to the bench, opening opportunities to bring in additional contributors like Nick Smith Jr. or other high-upside talents. The key is constructing a roster that maximizes production across both the starters and bench while addressing weaknesses in defense, shooting, and overall depth. When it comes to trades, creativity is crucial. The Lakers could explore deals involving teams like Brooklyn, Charlotte, or others with surplus players that make sense to move. Sometimes teams are willing to part with valuable assets for salary relief or roster flexibility, and that creates opportunities for the Lakers to swoop in and acquire pieces that fit their needs. Rob Pelinka's job is to identify these scenarios, approach other teams strategically, and structure deals that benefit the Lakers both immediately and in the long term. There are players who may not be headline names, but can provide substantial value as rotation pieces. Fringe starters or bench contributors who bring defense, shooting, or scoring can collectively transform a roster when combined wisely. This approach can be even more effective than targeting a single marquee player because it strengthens multiple areas of the team simultaneously. Depth, versatility, and strategic trades can ultimately create a more balanced and competitive Lakers roster. The discussions that lead to trades often start in casual settings, like summer league dinners, showcases, or informal meetings between general managers. These conversations plant the seeds for future moves, setting the stage for serious negotiations later. A Lakers trade doesn't happen overnight. It begins with rapport, dialogue, and careful evaluation of talent and fit. For example, past trade discussions for players like Kyrie Irving started with initial conversations during off-season events, long before anything was finalized. Similarly, a potential move for a player like Luka or any other high-level talent begins with these preliminary interactions, which eventually evolve into structured negotiations. These early discussions allow both sides to gauge interest, assess the value of players, and identify possible compromises that can be executed when the timing is right. Rob Pelinka's experience in these negotiations is crucial because the Lakers need to navigate the complexities of contract structures, trade value, and roster needs while maintaining flexibility for future moves. It's not just about finding the perfect player. It's about creating opportunities, understanding timing, and being ready to act when the right deal becomes possible. Expiring contracts, players on multi-year deals, and teams looking to offload certain pieces all create openings for the Lakers to improve their roster creatively. The front office has to consider multiple scenarios. Can a trade solve bench scoring, provide defensive versatility, or add shooting depth while remaining financially feasible? These questions are all part of the calculus that determines which deals make sense and which are too risky. Even when a trade doesn't happen immediately, planting the idea and keeping lines of communication open sets the foundation for future transactions. Relationships with other general managers, awareness of available talent, and proactive planning can make the difference between landing a key piece or missing out entirely. Beyond trades, the Lakers also need to be mindful of maximizing internal development. G League players with potential could step into main roster roles, especially if injuries occur or if the team needs specific skill sets. Players like this can bring energy, scoring bursts, or defensive intensity in short stints that ultimately change the outcome of games. Monitoring these prospects, evaluating their readiness, and being prepared to integrate them seamlessly is part of what makes the Lakers competitive. The balance between scouting outside talent, executing trades, and developing internal options defines the front office strategy. Every showcase, workout, or summer league session is an opportunity to gather intelligence, gauge player growth, and explore trade possibilities that align with the team's goals. Right now, the Lakers' path forward requires careful assessment and decisive action. Bench scoring, perimeter defense, two-way versatility, and shooting remain top priorities, and any trade or acquisition has to strategically address one or more of these areas. By leveraging the G League Showcase insights, evaluating available talent across the league, and maintaining proactive conversations with other teams, the Lakers are positioning themselves to make impactful roster moves. Every small decision, whether scouting a G League player, discussing contract structures, or initiating early trade talks, contributes to the bigger picture. The ultimate goal is to assemble a roster that is not only competitive this season, but also sustainable and adaptable for the future. Continuing with the Lakers' current situation, it's important to recognize that trades don't just happen because a team wants to upgrade. They require timing, strategy, and sometimes a bit of patience. The Lakers have to think several moves ahead, considering how every trade affects not only the immediate roster, but also the long-term salary structure, chemistry, and team dynamics. Even acquiring a seemingly minor rotation player can ripple through the lineup in ways that improve both starters and bench contributors. For instance, adding a player who excels as a perimeter defender or brings three-point shooting off the bench can create space for other stars to operate more effectively, opening driving lanes, improving spacing, and ultimately increasing offensive efficiency. The front office needs to weigh these nuances carefully, because while headline trades capture attention, the real competitive advantage often comes from these subtle but impactful roster adjustments. One of the key elements for the Lakers is understanding the value of flexibility. Expiring contracts, two-way players, and prospects in the G League all present opportunities to maneuver strategically. A player who might seem like a modest addition on paper could provide the Lakers with a chance to later pivot into a larger trade or to absorb a contract that sets up future financial freedom. The ability to read the market, predict other teams' priorities, and position the Lakers as a desirable trade partner is just as crucial as identifying the right player to acquire. Rob Pelinka's role in all of this is immense. Negotiations are rarely straightforward. They require creativity, patience, and the skill to identify mutually beneficial deals that sometimes require thinking outside the box. Timing is everything, and knowing when to push for a trade or when to hold back can define a season. From a player development perspective, the Lakers have to continuously monitor the talent pipeline, particularly in the G League. There are players who may not be household names yet, but possess skills that could make them immediate contributors if given the right opportunity. Whether it's through a 10-day contract, a two-way assignment, or a permanent promotion to the main roster, the Lakers need to be ready to capitalize on these opportunities. In recent seasons, we've seen several players make a leap from G League prominence to NBA relevance almost overnight. Recognizing these players early, evaluating their fit with the team system, and planning potential integration into the roster is critical. This approach not only addresses short-term needs, but also helps build depth for sustained competitiveness. Trade discussions also rely heavily on personal relationships between general managers and team executives. These conversations often start casually, over meals, during showcases, or in summer league settings, before evolving into formal negotiations. The initial rapport allows both sides to gauge interest, test the waters, and explore creative solutions that might not be immediately obvious. Deals like the Lakers' past negotiations for marquee talent demonstrate that early conversations, even if they don't result in an immediate trade, set the stage for future transactions. By keeping lines of communication open and maintaining trust, the Lakers can position themselves as both a flexible and serious partner for other teams, increasing the likelihood of landing impactful moves when timing aligns. Another important consideration is roster construction beyond just acquiring talent. The Lakers need a balance of starters, fringe starters, and versatile bench players. A well-constructed rotation can maximize efficiency by ensuring that players with complementary skills are on the floor together. This means combining scorers, defenders, and playmakers in a way that maintains competitive intensity while keeping the team fresh throughout the season. Sometimes, a fringe starter or rotational player might not be a flashy name, but the right combination of these players can elevate the entire roster, improving both offensive flow and defensive consistency. Strategic trades, or signings that enhance this balance, are just as valuable as blockbuster acquisitions. Furthermore, the Lakers must remain vigilant about opportunities to clear salary and create space for future moves. Multi-year contracts, expiring deals, and team flexibility are key components of roster management. Sometimes the best move is not just acquiring talent, but positioning the team to act decisively in future windows. This could involve taking on contracts that allow for later trades, adding assets like second-round picks, or leveraging relationships with other teams to facilitate mutually beneficial deals. Every negotiation, whether formal or informal, contributes to this strategic vision, and the Lakers' front office must approach these opportunities with precision and foresight. Communication, foresight, and adaptability are critical. Each player acquisition, trade conversation, and development decision fits into a larger strategy that defines the Lakers' season trajectory. Bench scoring, defensive versatility, perimeter shooting, and depth remain priorities, but how the team achieves these goals is multifaceted. By scouting talent, engaging in thoughtful negotiations, and leveraging relationships across the league, the Lakers can construct a roster that is competitive in the present while remaining positioned for long-term success. The balance of risk, opportunity, and creativity is delicate, but history has shown that when executed properly, it can yield significant rewards. Even seemingly small adjustments can have an outsized impact. Adding a rotation player who provides energy, spacing, or defensive presence can change the outcome of games, influence team dynamics, and open possibilities for further moves. The Lakers' success depends on identifying these opportunities, making timely decisions, and integrating players in a way that maximizes their contribution. This requires a combination of scouting, negotiation skill, and strategic vision. By leveraging insights from showcases, summer leagues, and ongoing evaluations, the Lakers are in a position to continuously enhance their roster, whether through trades, internal development, or creative acquisitions. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, NBA world rocked as whispers turned into a whirlwind of speculation. Could Giannis Antetokounmpo really be heading to the Los Angeles Lakers? Sources close to the situation hint at an unprecedented move that could shake the league to its core. The Lakers, a franchise already steeped in championship lore, are reportedly finalizing a blockbuster trade that would bring the reigning superstar to the City of Angels. If true, this would not just be a trade. It would be a statement, signaling an all-out title push and a potential seismic shift in the NBA hierarchy. For months, fans and analysts alike have debated the possibility of a super team reshaping the West. Rumors of Giannis' dissatisfaction in Milwaukee have circulated quietly, but never with this level of conviction. Insiders suggest negotiations have been intense, with the Lakers leveraging every asset at their disposal to lure the Greek freak into purple and gold. The implications are massive. Pairing Giannis with a roster that already boasts star power could create one of the most formidable lineups in recent memory, blending athletic dominance with seasoned experience. Social media erupted almost instantly, with fans dissecting every angle. What would this mean for the Lakers core, for the Western Conference, and for Giannis' own legacy? Critics argue that chemistry and injuries are wild cards, but supporters insist that the potential upside is irresistible. Could this finally be the move that propels the Lakers back into perennial championship contention? Or is it a gamble that risks destabilizing a team already accustomed to a delicate balance of talent? League insiders remain tight-lipped, but speculation continues to mount. Some suggest that other teams might attempt to swoop in with counteroffers, while others hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations that could include multiple star players and future draft considerations. Regardless of the details, one thing is clear. The NBA landscape may be about to change in ways no one anticipated. For now, fans are left to imagine Giannis donning Lakers colors, driving to the basket with unmatched force, and redefining what it means to chase a championship in Los Angeles. The rumor mill is spinning fast, and the basketball world is watching every development with bated breath. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.